Okay, welcome back. It's Unit 3, Lesson 8. We're going to talk about more multi-step word problems. Alright, and your objective is to, again, solve real-world application problems using multi-step equations. Okay, I'm going to forewarn you, these are going to be a little tricky. Okay, these take some thinking and some good algebra skills. That's why I love them so much. So let's get started. Okay, now first of all, on these, because the worksheet has so many word problems on it, I'm not going to have you go through the 5-step problem-solving process, okay? But we are going to do a couple of those things to help us out. So first, let's read the problem. Twice a number increased by 5 is the same as 5 times the number decreased by 10. And then it says find the number, okay? So, what do we know? We know we've got twice a number increased by 5. Okay? And that's the same as 5 times the number decreased by 10. And we want to find the number. Okay? Well, when we want to find something, we give it a variable. So we're going to have x is equal to the number. Whatever the number is, that's what x is equal to. Alright? Well, think about it. How do we represent twice a number increased by 5? Well, twice a number means 2x. Increased by 5 means plus 5. And then it says, is the same as. Okay, is the same as means equal to. So twice a number increased by 5 is equal to 5 times the number decreased by 10. And we need to find the number. So what I've done here is I've labeled and I've written an equation. Okay, that's what I want you to do for these. Tell me what you know. Label, and then write me an equation. Now we need to solve the equation. So, we should do -5 to both sides. Or actually, first, sorry, Mr. Ayers messed up. Don't forget, we changed subtraction to addition. So, we should have 2x plus 5 is equal to 5x plus -10. Now we've got to get constants away from the left side, so we've got to do -5 to both sides. And I get 2x equals 5x plus -10 plus -5 is -15. Now, I've got to get the variables only on the left side, so they can't be on the right side. So I've got to do -5x to both sides. And these cancel, and I've got -15, and 2x plus -5x is -3x's. Then I divide by 3, sorry, -3, and I get x equals -15 divided by -3 is 5. Okay? Answer the question. They said find the number, so I'm just going to go ahead and write the number. The mystery number is 5. Okay, now let's check it. Twice a number increased by 5. Well, 2 times 5 plus 5 is 15. And that should be the same as 5 times the number, which is 25, minus 10, that's also 15. So it checks out. Okay, so again, we label, we write the equation and solve it, and then we answer the question. The number is 5. Okay? Let's go on to some more challenging examples, because those are my favorite ones. Alright? Let's move on. Alright, here's a good one. The lengths on the sides of the triangle are consecutive even integers. Find the length of the longest side if it is 22 units shorter than the perimeter. Okay, 22 units shorter than the perimeter. So, first thing, what do we know? We know that we've got some lengths of the sides of a triangle. So we have 3 sides that are consecutive even integers. That's important. We want to find the length of the longest side. So I'm underlining that. That's what I want to find out. So that should be my variable. Okay? And then it's 22 units shorter than the perimeter. Okay? So, let's think about this. So the longest side, we don't know that. So we're going to make that x. I'm going to write myself just an example of 3 consecutive even integers. Okay? 2, 4, and 6. Okay? The only reason I'm doing this is because this will help me visualize how to represent the other two numbers. We know we have three sides, three consecutive integers. Okay? I know that my longest, I'm making x. So the longest side in this case is 6. So I have to think, how would I represent the two shorter sides? If my longest side is x, how can I represent this side in terms of x? Okay? Meaning, I need to have an x in there. Well, I can't have my shorter side be equal to x because my shorter side isn't equal to this one. Okay? So, I have to think, this is x, and how do I get from x to 4? Well, 6 minus 2 gives me 4. So this side is x minus 2. Okay, so that's one of the sides. Then the other side, okay, this one right here, is going to be x minus 4, because 6 minus 4 is 2. So my third side is x minus 4. Okay? Now let's think about what else I should know. Okay? I know that my longest side is equal to, okay, it's 22 units short of the perimeter. So that's the perimeter minus 22. This is going to help me figure out how to set up my equation. Okay? So this is kind of like a verbal model here. My longest side is equal to my perimeter minus 22. Well, my longest side, we said, is equal to x. That's got to equal the perimeter. Well, think about how I find perimeter. The perimeter has to be this side plus this side plus this side. So I've got the first side, which is x, plus the second side, which is x minus 2, plus the third side, which is x minus 4. But this said, the longest side is equal to the perimeter minus 22. Well, here's my perimeter. Now I got to take away 22. And that looks like a fun equation, does it not? Alright, let's solve it and see what we come up with here and see if it makes sense when we get an answer. Well, I got to change all subtraction to addition first. So x equals x plus negative 2 plus x plus negative 4 plus negative 22. Now let's combine us some like terms. On the left, I've still just got x. Over on this side, I've got 1, 2, 3 x's plus, and then I've got a negative 2 plus a negative 4, which is negative 6, and negative 6 plus negative 22 is negative 28. Okay? Now I got to solve this equation. I got to get my variable parts only on the left side. I have no constants over here. That's good. So now I just need to get the variables away from this side. So I'm going to do a negative 3x to both sides. This cancels, and I get negative 28. And x plus negative 3x is negative 2x. Now I'm going to divide by negative 2. And I get x is equal to 14. Alright? So, now we have to answer the question back here. It says, find the length of the longest side. Okay, find the length of the longest side. So the length of the longest side is 14. And we should always give it a label. They don't tell us centimeters or anything like that, so I put 14 units. Now I'm going to check to make sure our answer makes sense. Okay, we were supposed to have 3 consecutive even integers. Well, if the longest side is 14, that means the other two sides have to be 10 and 12. Okay, now let's check and see if the longest side really is 22 units short of the perimeter. Okay, let's actually check that out. We can prove that here. Okay, well, the perimeter is 10 plus 12 plus 14. That's 36. And in 36, the perimeter minus 22 is 14. Okay, so our answer makes sense. We just checked that. Okay? That's a lot of work, but again, sometimes writing things down, okay, giving just an example of what 3 consecutive even integers were, really helped out our problem, made it a lot easier to deal with. Okay? Alright, let's go on to one more example. Alright, last example. Eric has twice as much money as Marcia, who has $175 less than Laurel. But Laurel has as much money as Eric and Marcia have together. How much money does each person have? So, we know Eric has twice as much as Marcia. And Marcia has 175 less than Laurel. We also know that Laurel has as much money as Eric and Marcia together. How much money does each person have? So basically what I know is I know that Laurel and his money equals Eric plus Marcia. Now I have to figure out how in variables to represent this. Okay? Well, Laurel's by himself over here. Okay? He has as much money as Eric and Marcia have together. So I'm going to make him my variable. Just because he's all alone anyway. Okay, so Laurel is X. Well, then we need to represent Marcia and Eric. Okay, well, it tells us right here that Marcia has 175 less than Laurel. So that's Laurel's money, which was X, minus 175. And then Eric has twice as much money as Marcia. So Eric has twice this amount. So Eric's got 2 times X minus 175. Okay? Now we just have to plug those into our verbal model. So Laurel is X. Eric is 2 times Marcia's, which was X minus 175. Then I've got a plus sign here, and then I add in how I represented Marcia, which was X minus 175. And now we've got a nice, pretty easy equation to solve here. First thing we're going to do is change subtraction to addition, of course. Oops, let's erase that and try that again. X equals 2 times X plus negative 175 plus X plus negative 175. Okay, now we have to distribute. So I get X equals 2X plus negative 350. Okay, 175 times 2, 350. Plus X plus negative 175. Okay, now we'll combine like terms. So X equals 2X plus X is 3X. Plus negative 350 plus negative 175 is negative 525. Now I've just got to get my variable parts on the same side, so I'm going to subtract 3x, or do negative 3x to both sides. And I'm going to get negative 2x's equals negative 525. And when I divide by negative 2, I get x equals negative 525 over negative 2. I should actually divide those and make a decimal because we're talking about money. Okay, 525 divided by 2. And that is going to be 260. 2.5. Okay, so $262.50. Alright? Well, that's Laurel's money. So we should write Laurel has $262.50. Okay? Marcia was that minus 175. So Marcia has $262.50 minus 175. And that is $87.50. And then Eric had twice Marcia's money. And 2 times Marcia's money is $175. Okay? Because this video needs to be exactly 15 minutes long, I'm not going to check that, but you could check that by adding $87.50 plus $175.50 and seeing if that actually does add up to $262.50, which it does. Alright? Okay, good luck on your homework and have fun with this one. It's a good assignment.